It's Local Edition. I'm Brad Pomerance. Thank you so much for joining us again. Our guest is Anthony Portantino. He is a member of the California State Assembly, but you had been a mayor of La Cañada Flint Ridge, as well as a council member. So I want to talk to you about proposals coming out of Sacramento dealing with the power of government. Prop 13 passed, and it evolved power up to Sacramento. There's just discussions to evolve it down back to the cities and counties. What do you think?
Well, you know, obviously as a former council member, you know, I'm very supportive of local control. I was an active League of California Cities officer. I was actually a president of one of their divisions, and I was active in the California Contract Cities Association. So obviously I'm a fan of local government. And it's important that we look for ways to respect local control. The rub is, where does the money go?
And that is the rub, because Governor Brown has talked about devolving at least 12 functions to counties. You're on the city side: psychiatric hospitals, outpatient medical health clinics, child welfare. But I also want to get a sense from you. There seems to be this implicit view that local government, by definition, is more efficient than Sacramento. Is that necessarily the case?
Well, I don't know if it's necessarily more efficient. It's more immediate to the constituency. You know, when I was mayor, people saw us in the supermarket. It's closer to the public. Therefore, the public has more scrutiny, input, and tangible.
Sure.
So, and I think that by its nature makes those representatives responsive to the local needs in a much more immediate way. And so, you know, obviously one of the challenges we face when we're in Sacramento is trying to connect to the public as much as possible, which is why I'm so visible and out there all the time.
Right, but at the same time, you know, we are a very large state, 58 counties, God knows how many municipalities, and one could argue at least that if Sacramento has some control, at least there'll be uniform standards. But if you devolve everything down, you know, if you live in Eureka, you may get one set of services. If you live in La Cañada, you'll get another set. Right. So how do you make sure that all Californians are treated similarly?
Well, it's like anything else. It's where do you draw the line? Where do you put it that makes the most sense? Now, what I like about what Governor Brown is doing is he's got a sense of urgency about solving the overall budget crisis, but he seems to be going about it in a very pragmatic way. He had, you know, 9 big city mayors in his office last week. He's reaching out to Republicans and Democrats. It doesn't appear like he's making hasty decisions in an urgent situation, and that's what I like. And as a local government person, I've encouraged, you know, my caucus colleagues in the legislature to do the same thing that Governor Brown is doing and invite in the League of Cities and other local government groups. We're not adversaries, we're all in this together.
But you talk about those 9 big city mayors, it's getting a little adversarial as it relates to his proposals relating to redevelopment.
Right.
He wants to eliminate redevelopment agencies, and that's the bread and butter of attempts to cure blight in communities. La Cañada is a beautiful one, may not need a redevelopment agency, but
well, other cities in my district have very active redevelopment agencies. Pasadena has done a terrific job. Monrovia has done a terrific job. And again, that's where I get sort of put in the middle of this situation. And so what I've been saying to my cities and to other folks is, let's propose the safeguards, the accountability. Let's make sure they're effective. And obviously the cities in my district have those, and so are not afraid of those type of reforms. And again, what I'm hoping is that we reform the system, put the confidence into the system without hurting local government. And again, I think the governor has said to local government, let's talk about alternatives. I'm hoping that's what ends up being. I didn't support the redevelopment takeaway the last time it was up. I'm waiting to see what the final analysis.
Anthony Portantino, thanks for joining us, a member of the California State Assembly. I'm Brad Pomerance. Back to HLN.